Hi, my name is Ray Eves, and this is the third video in the series How Ray Came into Being. This video is called YAP DNA and the God Race. There were beings that existed here on earth that were never born of a woman. They had no mother, no father, no beginning of days or end of life. They were nine-dimensional beings who later created males and females, or in other words, polarity. The magnetic field of a man is a part of Earth's magnetic field in which it moves independently. These fields are composed of positive and negative vibratory energies or forces called centripetal and centrifugal. A centripetal force comes towards the earth from the boundless universes. A centrifugal force comes out of the center of the earth. In ancient times, centripetal and centrifugal forces were called the forces of heaven and earth. They directly affect the construction of the male and the female bodies. A man's sexual organs appear externally and downwards and are related to the centripetal force, which relates to the heavens. The force comes through the top of man's crown, seat, in order to produce the higher part of man's structure. The sperm or life germ must pass up the spinal column to the medulla oblongata. The sperm travels up the spine to the crown seat, where it receives its second spark of life. Friction causes vibrations which produces the first spark of life, because in order to travel upwards, it had to have life and thought. So the sperm first lights up each seat as it passes them with soul on its way up to the crown seat or ether. Then the sperm goes to the 12 nitir or 12 convolutions of the brain, or the 12 spiritual centers of the brain that relates to the 12 major pairs of cranial nerves which pass from under the surface of the brain through the opening of the cranium to reach the organs of the human's body. Here the sperm is then charged with the light, the second light. That light is the centripetal force that is constantly being projected from the boundless universes to man. After the sperm is charged with the light, it again goes down the spinal column to the tubes of the testes, to the seminal tubes, to the ejaculatory tubes located between the prostate glands, to the urethra, which goes through the penis and gushes forth. Now, in the case of women, the centrifugal force affects the body by the sexual organ. It is a pulling force, and as a rule is shown by the effects on her body with the stages of the moon every 29½ days during her life. The moon is dependent on the sun, for it is non-luminous and it doesn't have its own natural light. The sole source of the moon's heat is derived from its illumination from the sun, simply meaning the moon gets its light from the sun. In the Holy Tablets, chapter 1, tablet 14, verses 87 through 91 quotes, it says, "She reflects the light of a properly lit sun in wisdom. She has four periods as the phases of the moon. The moon that you see has no light of its own, but it has mass, and it does not and it does exist in the purest state, darkness before chaos. Thus, her weakness comes from the man, unquote. The fact of the matter is that Adam and Eve were not created in an instant. It took 600 years of grafting and the making of this being, male called human and female called humim. The Anunnaki were here on earth mining gold deep in the mines of Monodapa, Zimbabwe or Rhodesia. They were complaining that their jobs in the mines were too hard, so they decided amongst themselves, without the permission of Anu, the Most High, to create Lulu Amalu, the primitive worker, for the purpose of doing their job. This was called the Adama Project. The Anunnaki did not create humans from nothing. The process was envisioned by Enki, which was to take the creature or being that was already here on Gaia Earth, the product of evolution, the Homo erectus, and to bind upon this existing creature the image, the inner genetic makeup of the Anunnaki. He wanted to take the Homo erectus monkey and breed it with the DNA of the Anunnaki, the gods. The creation of Lulu Amalu, the primitive worker, the Homo sapiens, came about through a feat of genetic engineering and embryo implant techniques. Anu knew that any action taken in this regard would be interfering with the ecology of planet Earth, the chain of life, evolution and mutation, where each living thing plays its part in keeping the environment balanced. Every living thing plays its part in keeping the environment. Every living thing on and in the planet Earth and its seas are one, depending on each other for existence. To pull out just one form of life and alter the system by upgrading or downgrading would throw everything off. Stepping into a chain of events, selecting one breed of creatures from the rest would disrupt the natural system of things. So, this genetic manipulation process took 600 years, and this was the birth of Zakar or Adam, the human, where Hu means creative force of will, and Min is the Egyptian deity of reproduction. Then, later came Eve or Nekabo, the Humim, where, once again, Hu means the creative force of will, and Mim or Mami, meaning deity of birth, which is another name for Mother Ninti, who gave birth to mortals. Now, there is a genetic code that can be traced back to Seth, the son of Adam and Eve, the pure seed. This genetic code is also seen in the Elohim, in the Anunnaki. It was placed in the pure seed of the children of the Elohim for a purpose, as a genetic ID card to be revealed in this day and time to identify the children of the Elohim. The frequency of this gene was close to 50 to 85% of the Kohanim, the priestly clan that were tested among the Buba, the Judah priestly tribe of the Lemba. The Lemba tribe goes back to the Levite tribe of priests. They called themselves Judah, but were also called Luba, and are natives of the Congo. This priestly gene has been assigned the name Kohen Modal Haplotype. It is an Alu element, a short DNA sequence that has been designated YAP, capital Y, capital A, capital P. That in a special class of men, this gene sits at a particular site on the Y chromosome. A similar high frequency of the Cohen model haplotype was found among the members of the tribe in Yemen, across the Red Sea from Africa, to whom the Lemba, according to oral traditions, are related. This high frequency is also found in the Hadendawa, master people, of Fuzzy Wuzzies, also among the Bija tribes, the Dongola, the Dongolawi of the Sudan. It is also found in the Falashhar, or Bait Israel of Ethiopia. Of the Europeans, Khazars, or the Orientalists, known as Ashkenazim, the grafted devils that Yaqub created, who claim to be the original Jews, Judahites, in their communities, only a few of them have traces of this gene, which further prove they were not original Jews. And now that these Euro-Jacobites control the land of Israel and want to rebuild the temple, they need the pure blood from the holy seed, because only the high priests of the original Negroid seed, called Moors, could use the true name or enter the Holy of Holies, where the Ark of the Covenant was kept. They were the holy seed who were of the secret order, the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek, after the order of Melchizedek, who trained the Levitical priesthood and the priesthood of Aaron. That is why Yaqub grafted devils took the Falashhar to Israel in the years 1984, 1985, and 1991, supposedly to rescue them from the hardships they were enduring in Ethiopia. They transported or airlifted the Falashhar in what was called the lift, or aliyah, also meaning chamber, roof, or ascent. The point being made here is that this holy seed or priestly gene is carried only on through the Y chromosome, meaning males, the centripetal force, the one that is connected to the boundless universes. This gene does not have anything to do with mitochondrial DNA. In Judaism, the family name passes through the father and the identity through the mother. The Y chromosome carries heredity in males. As carriers of the Y chromosome, men are responsible for male gender, thus heredity. The Kohanim gene is carried on only through the Y chromosome, meaning males, where the mitochondrial DNA is only passed on through mother to daughter. So, trying to compare females with males is just wishful thinking. Godhood is inherited only through the Y chromosome, as it says in Genesis, the sons of God came down. So just be yourself. There is already too much confusion as it is in the world today. Truth is truth. This ends today's tale. We hope you have learned something from this video. We hope and we urge you to share this video and to subscribe to the only channel where you will learn true ancient Egyptian mysteries. No more lies, no more guesswork. So share, subscribe, and click on the like button below. See you at video number 4.